Fact 1. The Meaningful Marketing IQ Test.
You know, Doug, I think it's important that we be as clear with listeners here as we are with our ranch clients. And that is, we are not interested in any whining.
I agree, Jeff. The purpose of the program is to learn. And many of the questions featured in the Meaningful Marketing IQ Test will challenge your thinking. And this is by design. Because frankly, if all we did was report on findings that confirmed conventional wisdom, little would be learned.
The Meaningful Marketing IQ Test is a multiple choice test. Each question has 2 possible answers. Both answers have validity in specific situations. But your job is to choose the answer that is most right most of the time. In effect, the higher odds of success.
Now, for each of the 12 questions, you'll be given about 10 seconds to make your decision. A no decision is considered a wrong answer. Now, for perspective, MBA students from Dr. Jeffrey's classes have averaged about 6 correct out of 12, so be prepared to stretch your mind.
Of course, Doug, remember, that score was before I began to teach them about meaningful marketing.
Absolutely.
Okay. Question 1. The smartest way to significantly grow sales is A. Build loyalty, or B. Find new customers. Once again, question 1. The smartest way to significantly grow sales is to A. Build loyalty, or B. Find new customers.
The answer to question number 1. The smartest way to significantly grow sales is B. Find new customers. Now, we recognize that this is contrary to conventional wisdom. The data for this finding comes from scanner data on 9,804 brands. We modeled total brand volume as a result of both the number of customers and the amount purchased per customer. Looking at the standardized coefficients, we found that when it came to explaining what made a brand big, it was 2.8 times more important to have more customers than it was to increase loyalty.
Now, that's not to say that you can't increase your sales a little bit by increasing loyalty. But if you want a significant change, a meaningful change, a change you can see both in your stock price or in your bottom line P&L, you have to reach out to new customers and grow your customer base.
Now, before we go on, I want to remind listeners that there is to be no whining. If you wish to debate the answers to the Meaningful Marketing IQ Test, you are advised to first review the data sources detailed in the book's technical appendix. Question number 2. To build greater annual loyalty, it is smarter to A. Increase dollars purchased per purchase occasion, or B. Increase frequency of purchase. Once again, question 2. To build greater annual loyalty, it is smarter to A. Increase dollars purchased per purchase occasion, or B. Increase frequency of purchase.
The answer to question 2, to build greater annual loyalty, it's smarter to A. Increase dollars purchased per purchase occasion. Again, the research comes from some 9,804 brands. In this case, we analyzed the data to define what drove loyalty. Statistical modeling indicates that dollars per purchasing occasion is 3.9 times more important than frequency of purchase.
Your annual loyalty is more impacted by the size of each sale than by the number of times a customer makes a purchase. Frequency of purchase in virtually all categories has a normal distribution around it. The more you can get customers to stock up or trade up with their purchasing, the more you distort their buying patterns. And in effect, the strategy of a supersize is truly the right approach when it comes to building customer loyalty.
Okay, on to question 3. When presenting data to a customer, you'll be most effective if A. You provide a clear and simple chart, or B. You explain the data in clear and simple words. To repeat, question 3. When presenting data to a customer, you'll be most effective if A. You provide a clear and simple chart, or B. You explain the data in clear and simple words.
Answer to number 3. When presenting data to a customer, you'll be most effective if B. You explain the data in clear and simple words. This finding comes from a number of research studies, one of which used tests of food nutritional values, where they were presented using either nutritional charts or word descriptions. When it came to communicating nutritional values, words were found to be twice as effective. With regards to purchase interest in the product, words were 3 times more effective.
Think about it. What is the first thing you do when you show a chart? You explain what it means. When customers are presented with a chart of data, they have to process it. Translate that chart into information they can use. And the greater amount of processing a customer must do, the less likely they are to purchase.
Question number 4. A customer letter or print ad has the best chances of success if A, you respect their intelligence and write at a high school level, or B, you dumb it down and write at a 5th grade level. Question number 4. A customer letter or print ad has the best chances of success if A, you respect their intelligence and write at a high school level, or B, you dumb it down and write at a 5th grade level.
The answer to question 4. A customer letter or print ad has the best chance of success if B, you dumb it down and write at the 5th grade level. Now, this research comes from a study we call the Darwin 900. It involved 901 new products that we tracked from introduction for a number of years. Success in this case was defined as a 5-year survival. We found that marketing messages written in an easier-to-understand format had a 70% greater odds of survival in the marketplace.
Further, we calculated the Flesch-Kincaid reading score for each message. We found that those ideas written at a 5th grade level or below were 25% more likely to survive than those written with more complex language. Now, it's not that customers can't understand or that they can't read. Rather, it's that in today's economy, customers have no time to process and think about what you have to offer them.
On to question 5. Significant overall sales growth can be realized if A, you cut your product line by as much as 50%, or B, you expand your product line to service all customers. To repeat, significant overall sales growth can be realized if A, you cut your product line by as much as 50%, or B, you expand your product line to service all customers.
Answer to question number 5. Significant overall sales growth can be realized if A, you cut your product line by as much as 50%. Now, as with many of the truths, there are multiple studies that validate this finding. In one case, an internet retailer cut the bottom 54% of products across some 42 categories. This resulted in an average 11% increase in sales. Similar results have been seen with classic retailers.
Over and over again, the research indicates that focus or doing one thing great is a critical factor in sales and marketing success.
Question number 6. When selling a customer, it is best to A, use a soft, relationship-focused approach, or B, be blunt and direct about what you offer. Again, question number 6. When selling a customer, it is best to A, use a soft, relationship-focused approach, or B, be blunt and direct about what you offer.
The answer? It might not be what you expect. When selling a customer, it is best to B, be blunt and direct about what you offer. Again, the research comes from the Darwin 900, where remember, success is defined as a 5-year survival. Now here, marketing messages that communicated their core customer benefit with overtness, directness, and bluntness had a 75% greater odds of survival.
As we mentioned earlier, customers have no energy to process your marketing message, and the more obscure or obtuse you are with regards to what's in it for the customer, the more likely they are to tune out your message and the option of purchasing your product or service.
Question number 7. Building customer credibility is most effective if you A, offer a product demonstration, or B, testimonials from satisfied customers. Again, question number 7. Building customer credibility is most effective if you offer A, a product demonstration, or B, testimonials from satisfied customers.
Answer to question number 7. Building customer credibility is most effective if you offer A, a product demonstration. Again, this finding comes from the Darwin 900 research where success was defined as 5-year survival. For each marketing message, we examined the primary source of credibility. Name and reputation was considered the control or baseline credibility method. Analysis found that a testimonial was 29% more effective than simply using your name, and a demonstration was 47% more effective.
Testimonials are good. However, nothing is more credible in today's world than seeing, feeling, touching, and experiencing your product or service yourself. A personal demonstration offers proof positive that you will deliver on your overt benefit promise.
Question number 8. Forced to choose, buyers prefer salespeople who are A, highly dependable, or B, highly competent. To repeat, question number 8. Forced to choose, buyers prefer salespeople who are A, highly dependable, or B, highly competent.
The answer to question 8. Forced to choose, buyers prefer salespeople who are A, highly dependable. Now, this comes from a study of 187 industrial buyers, and they were asked to rate the most recent salesperson who had called upon them. Relative to likability of the salesperson, which is considered to be the control, competence was seen as 30% more important, while dependability was found to be some 320% more important.
Buyers can manage their expectations if a salesperson is incompetent. What they can't manage is non-dependability. Dependability builds true trust. As a buyer, I can manage my expectations based on your level of knowledge. What I can't manage is variability in your stability or reliability.
Question number 9. Breakthrough ideas have a better chance of success if you use A, a new brand name, or B, an established and trusted brand name. Again, question 9. Breakthrough ideas have a better chance of success if you use A, a new brand name, or B, an established and trusted brand name.
The answer to question number 9. Breakthrough ideas have a better chance of success if you use A, a new brand name. This is based on multiple studies. One study modeled the success or failure of over 4,000 new products. At low levels of uniqueness, the established brand name was more effective. However, when breakthrough ideas were examined, that is, ideas with high levels of uniqueness, those with a new brand name were more effective.
It is true in general that established brand names are trusted by consumers for being great at something. However, the more unique your new idea is relative to what the established name represents, the more it becomes a negative in the mind of the consumer.
Question number 10. The smartest way to introduce a new product or service is to A, introduce at a lower price to generate trial, or B, keep your price at list price from the beginning. Again, question number 10. The smartest way to introduce a new product or service is to A, introduce at a lower price to generate trial, or B, keep your price at list price from the beginning.
The answer to question 10, the smartest way to introduce a new product or service is to B, keep your price at list price from the very beginning. In this case, the research involved 5 new products in 12 matched sets of stores. In one set of stores, products were introduced at a price that was 25% below the regular price for 2 weeks. Then the price moved to regular list price. In the other set of stores, it was maintained at the regular list price the entire time. Sales were tracked over a period of time, and after 8 weeks, sales were higher where the products were sold at list price from the very beginning.
What price you set for your offering communicates to your customers the value of your offering versus competition. Author and former Macintosh evangelist Guy Kawasaki once told me, price tells customers what you perceive the value of your product is. When you price your product low, it communicates that you feel your offering is not quite as good as others. When you price your offering high, it's a clear message that you believe your offering is of greater quality.
Now on to question 11. In industrial marketing, it's 9 times more important to focus on A, performance and quality advantages, or B, price advantages. Once again, question 11. In industrial marketing, it's 9 times more important to focus on A, performance and quality advantages, or B, price advantages.
Answer to number 11. In industrial marketing, it's 9 times more important to focus on A, performance and quality advantages. This finding is from a study of 1,209 industrial goods manufacturers. Statistical modeling was used to explain marketplace share. The analysis found that quality was over 9 times more important than pricing or sales support.
Here's how the data can be interpreted. Competitors can be divided into 2 segments. Those that offer a meaningful advantage, who steal the lion's share of sales and profits, and those who sell the same old stuff as everyone else. Frankly, those that offer nothing new, nothing unique, are strictly commodities. With these, the only question is, how low in price will you go? How little profits are you willing to live on?
Question number 12. With a breakthrough product or service, you can usually tell A, you have a winner within 12 months, or B, it usually takes as much as 6 years before you can tell if you have a winner. Again, question number 12. With a breakthrough product or service, you can usually tell A, you have a winner within 12 months, or B, it usually takes as much as 6 years before you can tell if you have a winner.
The answer to this final question? With a breakthrough product or service, B, it usually takes as much as 6 years before you can tell if you have a winner. Now, this is from a study that tracked the success and failure of mega innovations introduced over a 100-year period. Now, the key word here is breakthrough innovations. Innovations studied included such breakthroughs as color TVs, automobiles, VCRs, and satellite TV dishes. On average, it took 6 years before these offerings hit the takeoff point and realized mega sales. In fact, at the 6-year mark, the average sales were very low, averaging only 1.7% of the customer base. Interestingly, they also had an average price that was 63% of the original introductory price.
Success with bold innovations requires patience. The more unique your offering, the more time it takes for customers to understand what it is you're offering and for them to believe your promise. Now, you can accelerate growth by more overtly articulating the benefit of your offering and by providing first-person demonstrations to enhance credibility. But even with these efforts, in some cases, you may need to simply build patience into your marketing plans to account for the natural inertia of customers towards breakthrough changes in their habits and practices.
Now it's time to add up your score and see how you've done. Okay, do you have it? If you scored 7 or higher, take heart. You've just scored better than the average of my MBA students in the university setting. If you scored less than 7, well, congratulations too, because the answers to meaningful marketing are further on here in the program as well as in the book Meaningful Marketing.
Next up, Act 2, Meaningful Marketing, where you'll learn the differences between meaningful and mindless marketing.
And Act 3, where you'll learn the 13 virtues of meaningful marketing.